Hello, everyone. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Taryn Finley.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Sim. Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to talk about the reported end of Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson's whirlwind romance.
No.
Amy Winehouse's return to the stage, Britney Spears' mysterious announcement, and a new Netflix series starring Emma Roberts. Plus, Homicide Hunter Lt. Joe Kenda joins the table.
Woo! Excited for that.
But first.
But
Let's solve a murder.
I got a first course for us today, guys.
What is it?
Meghan Markle's pregnant!
Yes.
So the royal family announced that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are indeed expecting a baby of some gender. I was going to almost say baby boy, but I don't know. In the spring, which everybody's been
Such
kind of
good
waiting
news.
for.
Yeah.
Well, baby will be 7th in line to the throne.
Will it?
Personally, I only
Seven?
deal with people in the top 5, but I'm really happy for this baby.
That baby's
Yeah.
gonna have a sweet life though, because I would want to be 8th in line. I feel like you get a lot of the
Yes.
privilege, you get invited to the parties, but you don't have to do anything.
Exactly. All the perks, none of the responsibility.
Exactly.
You know, I actually stand for baby TBD name, but honestly, like I kind of saw this coming because they said that they were ready to get pregnant
Yeah.
soon, like ASAP, right after the wedding.
Yeah, she's what, 36? Like they're in their
Yeah.
mid-30s.
She's running out of time.
Yeah.
In royal family terms, she's like 83.
Right.
Like if you're
Yeah.
37, had a
Right.
child
Oh,
yet,
absolutely.
the queen was like, Meghan, please. Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, I kind of feel bad a little bit for Prince Eugenie, who just had her
Eugenie,
wedding, because
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
she literally only had 20
Princess.
minutes to like,
Right?
yeah,
But don't you
to
think
have
that's
her
nice that they let her have that?
Thank God they did.
Yeah, she's fine.
Let's hope it wasn't at the wedding. They're like, Meghan, the guys, I have an announcement. Congrats,
Yeah.
princess, but I'm pregnant. Prince like, great. Now I'm even
Yeah.
like farther in line from the throne.
Totally,
know.
but Meghan's so not that type of girl.
Yeah.
No, like
Scammer.
I don't feel like she would do that, and she didn't.
She did, yeah. It was nice. They did give that 24 or 48-hour bubble of happiness, and then just now nobody knows who
And they were just
Eugenie
like,
is.
Yeah. No one knows who you are.
Well, congrats, Meghan and Harry. We're excited.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, it's over. Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have called it quits. The couple whose whirlwind romance turned engagement dominated our feeds throughout summer has reportedly called off their engagement after just 4 months of dating. I owe Britney $50.
Yeah.
But I mean, they moved so quickly. When did they start? In May?
They started in May. They were engaged like 2 weeks after that. I just can't believe they didn't. Listen, I understand that they're broken up. Why couldn't they just fake it for another couple months?
Yeah.
So that Allie could win the bet. Is
I
didn't
just-
they know
you
that there was
made
money?
such a big stink out of
Well,
it. It's so
cuffing
humiliating.
season is coming up, and things get really serious. And of course, they were already engaged, but cuffing
living
season
together.
and living together, and they have this house, they have all of this. I don't know where he's gonna live
her house.
after this.
It's her house.
It is
Yeah.
her house.
And
It is her house.
I'm just surprised because they seem like the couple who like really was like go all out for Halloween. They were into some couple costume. She had like several ones
You
picked
know
out.
it.
So I'm
They were
surprised they didn't even
really
make it through Halloween just to have the
Yeah.
Instagram pictures of them as their Halloween costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true.
Also, think
it's true.
about-
They're that couple, guys. They're that couple.
But think about how many couples were going to go as them, and now they
Yeah.
have to rethink their.
I
Like they
was
ruined this
gonna
for
go
a
as
lot of.
Oh my God.
Also, why would you go as them for Halloween?
I was gonna go with them.
See, well, I'm
Yes.
honestly happy for her. I want her to, just enjoy her 25th year being single. I want her to have like her Rihanna moment where she's like single, dominating every industry,
I
and
like this.
you see
Yeah.
it for her, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I see that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about her. Like she's gonna be fine. They started a GoFundMe to raise him $2,000 for a place to stay.
Last time I checked, $5. They raised $5.
Yeah,
last time I checked.
they did raise $50.
But who gets that ring? You know what I mean? Because
that
he
ring
spent a lot of
actually-
money on that ring.
So I didn't
He
know
might-
this. There's actually laws around engagement rings.
Right.
Really?
And that ring belongs to him until they're married.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Does she know that?
I don't think she needs that, honey. I think she's fine to give him back the 100. I think she doesn't want to be with him forever. I don't think she hates him.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she'll give it back to him. He needs to pawn that immediately for rent money.
Or
Yes.
he'll stay on Lauren Michael's couch. I mean, that's the thing. We just SNL. It was all about the first episode was their relationship because of course they made it very public.
Yeah.
I actually liked Pete more on SNL when he kind of did his self-deprecating humor about it, more so than when he was on Instagram being like, I'm dating the hottest girl in the world, like, we get it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's been having a really hard year. So whatever the reasons are, like it's. I don't know. I feel for her, and I hope I hope best things for him. But I feel like this has been since the Manchester shooting, Mac Miller, all this stuff that's happened to her. That maybe just like honestly, it is just not the right time to be in a very heavy relationship.
Yeah, and he's been open about his mental health issues too. So I definitely, want him to eat, pray, love, and get that together. And yeah, maybe this is best for the both of them.
I want him to eat, pray, medicate. And
that too.
I also think that I see this couple getting back together and then breaking up again.
And then getting back together and then breaking up again. They'll do it a couple times.
I see that journey for them.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Then will she not perform the song on tour? Like, what happens with the song?
Well, I think the song is always there, like the tattoos they put on their bodies.
Right.
But he already covered his up, right? This is why you don't get a tattoo of your boo until you've got a ring on the finger. I'm just saying.
He covered up the bunny ears 2 weeks ago on SNL. I did a massive Google search to see if any other trolls realized it, including I'm counting myself as a troll. And everyone said that he had covered it up for a Netflix movie, that movie where he plays the gay guy.
Oh, yeah. Set it up.
Set it up. And doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, he may be able to cover that up, but what about that big old tattoo
He has
has
so
on
many.
the
He has
side?
Grande over his ribcage.
No, maybe he'll just make it like a Taco Bell tattoo or something.
He has to do
like
something.
Nacho Bell.
Like Grande Loco.
Oh, like a Starbucks order or something like that or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, because it's really awkward if he dates any girl after this, be like, oh, constantly reminded that he dated Ariana Grande. We get it, Pete.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. You're comparing me to Ariana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're wishing them both the best. Breakups are hard, especially public ones.
Yeah, they definitely are. Amy Winehouse may have died 7 years ago, but that isn't stopping her from headlining a tour, people. The British singer will return to the stage in holographic form for a live tour at the end of 2019. And this isn't the first time a celeb has received a hologram treatment, with Tupac Shakur taking the stage, the Coachella stage in 2012, and legendary singer Michael Jackson, of course, performing at the Billboard Music Awards in 2014 as a hologram. What do we think about this?
So I'm a huge Amy Winehouse fan, and I absolutely hate this. Amy Winehouse is someone who was exploited during her lifetime, and now we're exploiting her after her death. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Knowing anything about her family, that hologram will do drugs, and her dad will be like, keep going.
Yeah.
Like,
Of
it's not okay.
Yeah.
I have such mixed feelings about this because, the hologram proceeds will go to the Amy Winehouse Foundation, which is supposed to help, people affected by drug and alcohol abuse. Her family has greenlit it. At the same time, I'm personally creeped out by a lot of these hologram performances that we've seen. When I saw Tupac, that was the first hologram performance I had seen. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah. Especially, and then they tried to do it with Prince. I'm glad that his estate shut it down when Justin Timberlake tried to do it. Yeah. Because like you said, it does feel exploitative in a little bit.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Especially if you watch the Amy documentary and you see the relationship she had with her father that was wildly problematic. So the fact that he would still be kind of profiting off of her in some way, or I don't know, it just, I feel uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. And also another level, just very Westworldy. Very, just like we're watching this like not real thing perform for us. We're all getting excited for it, and it's not real.
And like the band is live.
Right, the band's live, and the singers aren't, like, it's one thing where like the Gorillaz did it, and Madonna, the Grammys 10 years ago, like, but that's like, the Gorillaz are
They're there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And like, it's like when you watch, like watching it, like I'm trying to say, I love Michael Jackson. If I would just go to a Michael Jackson concert and it's a hologram forming, I feel like we're just in this like Twilight Zone, alternative universe kind of thing. But I do think it's kind of funny if it's like older, like Madonna was never, like she used to become a hologram, we would never know. Like, so let's go on tour, like, oh, she was a hologram the whole time, cool, like whatever. Like people will just, or like Britney Spears will be like, she may in fact be a hologram, we're talking about her in a couple stories.
The conspiracies that like Tupac really isn't dead, or that Michael Jackson really isn't dead.
Exactly.
And I like to believe those conspiracies, so I'm like, they're not. They're just gonna say they're a hologram, and all of a sudden they're gonna just like slide in, and we're not gonna know.
We're never gonna know.
It just feels very Black Mirror.
Yes,
I'm just
Black
not a
Mirror.
fan.
It
I'm
does.
not a fan.
The one thing though is, if it were a different artist, I might be more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm even Michael Jackson is less like I find to be offensive than the Amy Winehouse story, just because she was so taken advantage of.
I agree. And Michael Jackson was always doing weird stuff, so it's like not that much of a stretch.
Yeah, it's like
it's probably like what he would have wanted.
He would have
It's probably like
it.
it's probably like as well or something. something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed by it. Yeah, his estate's more willing to just make money off, and they profit such huge amounts when his songs are performed. But I mean, yes, Michael Jackson has a lot of issues and allegedly a lot of, you know.
Yeah, don't go there.
But also,
He's like, let me just talk about it more.
But he was treated terribly by the media. He was hounded and destroyed and made fun of. But I agree. Maybe it's someone like, it would be weird if I saw a Whitney Houston hologram.
Yeah,
I would not.
I would not like that.
They should not do that.
Who would we be okay with?
I would be okay with, again, it's different if they're not dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you would rather if they're not. Wait, but then.
No,
Like, just as like a fun thing.
What about like John Lennon?
Okay.
Okay.
Like-
maybe like a Lauryn Hill hologram, since she doesn't like to show up early to her shows anyway.
That would make sense.
So why not?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I
That's
see
what I'm
that.
saying.
I see that.
Somebody who's alive, like
Exactly.
that, showing up on
Yeah.
time.
Right.
So not
right.
like Paul McCartney with the holograms of all the dead Beatles.
Yeah.
Right. That concert would sell out, though.
That would sell out.
I would go.
No,
Everybody would-
That'd be pretty
I love
cool.
it for the celebrity just can't show up on time. Lauryn
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Just me.
Wiz
Britney Spears is
Khalifa.
tired. Yeah. People just are like. I couldn't do it today. Send the hologram.
Kanye would totally do this.
Oh, 100%. He'll do it with himself. He'll come on stage
would.
and hologram
He
up here.
would.
He'll just rap with
He's
himself.
like, I'm rapping with one of the best rappers of all time, me.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be Kanye featuring Kanye.
Yeah.
Every track of the album is just that.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Kanye. Moving on. Speaking of pop stars, it's Britney, bitch. Pop star Britney Spears returned from the woods and appeared on The Ellen Show last week, where she reunited with fellow Mickey Mouse Club member Ryan Gosling. Britney told Ellen she had something special to announce. Let's take a look.
Britney Spears, what are you doing? I mean, it's wonderful that you're here, but
Yes.
what are you doing here?
I actually have a huge announcement to make.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Well,
I do.
Normally we plan these things ahead of time, but I'm going to make an exception. What is your announcement?
My announcement is actually that I have an announcement.
All right. Yes, okay, so there's announcement to make an announcement, and what is the announcement of the announcement?
I can't announce the announcement until October 18th.
Woo! Good job to
over it,
read your
girl.
lines, Brittany. Good job. That was good.
Britney
That
looks
was
like
really
she
good.
woke up in the back of a van.
I'm over it, girl. Like you could have stayed. You literally could have stayed hidden until October 13th when you had that announcement.
Thank you.
No.
I have an announcement to make about an announcement.
Like,
That's the most.
They got a little Drew Barrymore.
I know. With the, I've never been kissed. I know. I should get a little
very
bit.
good.
with a little.
Yeah.
No, she just spends her days, her Vegas residency is over after 4 years. She kind of, if you watch her Instagram, she does a lot of fashion shows. She does like dances in her hallway, so she fills up the time. So this was a little couple 2 minutes that she's like, oh, I can break my schedule of filming fashion shows to announce that I have an announcement. And good job, Brittany. I was proud of her for when she makes an appearance and she's standing and talking in sentences.
She's starting to turn into, from Legally Blonde, the one who was like, I want a hot dog real bad.
yes.
She's turning into that.
I want a hot dog.
Wow.
She's turning into like a real life
bad.
version of her. Like, look
That's
at
the one impersonation I can do.
Do it.
I want a hot dog real bad.
That's good.
All right, that was good.
Yeah.
That was
Good.
good.
But
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge.
most likely is a new album. I don't think Britney's announcing her school for young girls, like Ethiopia. Like, I don't think we're gonna have like that kind of an announcement. I mean,
Yeah, like what is the announcement?
yeah, it's like she's not
have an
teaming up with Oprah to do a
Right.
charity thing. I think she's gonna have an album,
Yeah.
new Britney music, which is always fun. She makes
Yeah.
great
Or
music.
maybe album and a tour.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
look, we can say what we can say about Britney, but she can perform. She knows how to pull in audiences. So I could see like doing a combo. I think there's
Actually,
gonna be a tour.
Her and Kevin Federline kind of feel like 20 years ago, Pete and Ariana.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
the
wow.
pop star with the nobody, she's still paying it. Well, they had children.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, and he had children too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a situation.
That was a situation.
Yeah.
Remember how big that was? Simpler times, though.
Simpler times.
Yeah. When they wore the matching sweatsuits
Yeah.
out of their wedding.
Oh God.
I
Yeah.
remember it.
Anyway, I love Britney. I mean, I came up on her, and it is good to see her like clear-eyed again.
Yeah.
There was like so many years where she would just like look into the camera with
Yeah.
dead eyes,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like she's back.
I just really hope if it is good music, if it is new music, I hope it's good.
Right.
I really hope that, she really delivers, that she brings it because, she was one of my faves.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I
love
actually
her.
really love her. That song she sings where she's like, I'm Miss American Dream.
Yeah.
When I heard that song, I was like, oh, I get you.
Yeah.
I do want a piece of you, Britney.
You know, everyone wants a piece of you. Like, it's hard. I was like, Britney's being so real.
And she talked about someone who was treated terribly by society and everything.
Yeah.
She was such, like, mean, when I was 5 years old when Hit Baby came out, and I loved her. It's so funny, whenever I hear an old Britney song, I know all the words because they would play all the time. When I was 5 or 6 years old, just listening. And doing the dance moves. And but she was like 16, 17 doing Hit Me Baby One More Time, and the way she was commodified and her label treated her, and so when she had that breakdown, it is so sad, but she really did come back and had, that song Circus, which is a huge hit, Womanizer, and Work Bitch is like a fun, you better work bitch. Like, it's a fun, like little, she does like fun boppers
So
now.
you're familiar with her work?
I'm slightly familiar. I could say
A little bit.
I would have to say she gave us a warning sign with Lucky. You remember that song?
Yes.
She's so lucky.
Oh, yes.
And it was like, but she cries in her lonely heart. I mean, she was letting us know.
And we were like,
she was.
But we
She
just
really was.
danced to it. We just didn't even.
like, look how pretty she
Listen to the lyrics.
We just danced.
It was a warning sign.
Look how pretty she looks. I think she's trying to tell us that she's
know.
okay. No, she's pretty. It's all good.
But the beat's great. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So,
But then she kissed Madonna, and that was just kind of the beginning. People often accuse Madonna of sucking the youth out.
Oh
of
my
her.
God. Because she did.
like
That's
Bette
funny.
Midler and Hocus Pocus, which was like,
There's a before and after,
literally-
of like after Madonna kissed Britney, and it's like, oh God, that's when it all began. And
And then she went.
then Madonna ended up having like her 2 biggest albums after that.
oh God, you're right.
Oh my God, that's so
Talk like
cool.
conspiracy theories.
I love that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Ariana better stay away from Madonna.
They're
Yeah.
best friends of
Far away.
Madonna.
Madonna.
Actually, with Cardi B now, she knows what she's doing, guys. She knows. What she's
I don't
doing.
like this. I don't like this pattern. I really don't. And then remember when she kissed Drake, he didn't have all these
He went like
problems
this.
until.
Yeah,
He did.
ate her
He
lipstick.
did.
He ate her
Who
lipstick.
did he kiss? Madonna?
Madonna
Madonna
him.
kissed him
yeah.
on the Coachella
And then he
stage.
wiped it off.
Because
Yes.
her lipstick was like this gnarly taste or whatever, and then, oh God.
Okay.
Anyway.
Who hasn't kissed Madonna?
Exactly.
Emma Roberts is skating away to Netflix. The American Horror Story star has landed the lead role in Spinning Out, a 10-episode drama for the streaming giant. Roberts would play a figure skater who struggles to keep her Olympic dreams alive after a terrible fall makes continuing her career impossible.
If this is like I, Tonya, I will watch it.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
clearly it's kind of
That's like my only standard.
Yeah.
using everyone. That movie was so successful and so good. And Emma Roberts is, she's really great in American Horror Story. She really knows how to play these like bitchy, like really intense characters. So I'm sure she'll be very good at playing.
Didn't she beat the shit out of her boyfriend?
Yeah.
What?
Did she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
wasn't she?
There was a domestic disturbance.
with
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're on here. We're like, she's a really good bitch. Yeah, she has an issue with her and Evan.
Evan Peters?
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, I don't know about her.
Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think this genre of like the underdog and ice skating movies right now is like where my heart is.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, like I really loved I, Tonya. And you know what? I'll watch this. I really will. I think maybe it'll be binge worthy. So we'll see. We'll see.
Blades of Glory also.
Yes.
And that was something, and they're all together. Will Arnett and Amy Poehler played brother and sisters when they were married, and they're like this weird sexual relationship as these like figure
really
skating
weird.
couple. That movie was really funny.
I haven't seen that movie.
Really?
Oh, it's so
know.
dumb, but so fun.
Oh, it's
Okay,
so
maybe I
good.
should watch
And then the whole trick they do at the end or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a funny movie. And then I was so impressed at how they filmed those skating scenes.
Yes.
Apparently, it's like Margot Robbie did practice skating like 5 days a week, but she would do like a minute of it, and then she had 2 doubles, and they would do the rest, and they would like 3D superimpose her face on their body.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I wonder what they're gonna do. I wonder if she'll learn to skate.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would have to be the same. Like you can probably do some of the but any jumps, I don't think you can learn that.
No.
Emma Roberts
know?
don't have
Not
time
a
for
triple
that.
axel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the triple axel.
Right.
I would be impressed if she could, but I just don't think she can. Also, I want to point out, Emma Roberts recently has been Julia Roberts is on Instagram, and they've posted a few photos together, and I don't know why I love it so much. Like they're
love it.
playing board games together, and I'm just like,
Oh, that's
the
cute.
aunt that I always hoped Julia Roberts would be.
Julia Roberts is so cool.
Yeah.
She is.
She is so cool, and Emma is cool too, and I just want to be in that family.
I do too. Although I hear that Eric Roberts is not that cool.
Really?
Who's Eric?
You've
Her
heard
dad.
bad things?
Oh.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he's such a good actor though.
That whole family. It's good that she's like worked her way up without any help.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like totally.
Let me think about that for a second.
I was like, did you follow the conversation?
Let me think about that. Okay. No, that
Got
was a
it.
joke. Yep.
Got
Lucas
it.
wasn't listening.
Wasn't listening. Now I am.
Yeah,
You're right.
I don't need to be in the family, but nepotism would help.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So she was on that Nickelodeon show, right?
I love me a little bit of nepotism.
And then a little bit.
Little bit.
Then
that.
Horror Story season 3, and then that got Scream Queens, where she played basically the same character kind of, but it was good. I love Scream Queens, and now she's back in American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
her
her.
thing.
Yeah. I like her. Moving on, now it's time for our guest. Lieutenant Joe Kenda is a veteran of the Colorado Springs Police Department with one of the highest case closure rates in the country. After 20 plus years of catching killers in the Violent Crimes Department, Lieutenant Kenda is now reopening his murder books in Homicide Hunter. The show follows Kenda as he revisits each case, his beats, and his crime-solving process. Everyone, please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome to Lieutenant Joe Kenda. Woo!
I actually smile. I never smile on my show. But people are always shy. He smiled. Oh, wow. How do you do that?
Well, you have a beautiful smile, and there's no murders to solve here, so you can just be happy. I hope there's no murders to solve yet.
Right.
That's good.
Little do we know, we do a lot of big things for our guests. We kill someone, and you're solving
Every
a murder.
show.
It's still early in the week.
Too early in the week. Yeah, you're right. It's too
Well,
early.
Joe, there's this obsession, obviously, with these homicide stories and getting into it. So what, though, attracted you to becoming an investigator?
I was always driven by human nature. I liked being around humans. 9 years old. My parents took my brother and I to the Pittsburgh Zoo. And we're at the zoo, and it was a big deal. It was a huge thing in the kid world. We're going to a zoo. I've never been to one. Here we are in Pittsburgh, and I'm 9 years old. There's a sign in front of the primate house, and it said, around this corner is the most dangerous animal on earth. Wow. And I ran around the corner, so did everybody else, adults included. And it was a mirror from ceiling to floor.
That is so...
Oh my God.
And I thought that was an epiphany. I stood there and I thought, well, the sign said, and we're all, and all the adults are just, no, this is stupid. No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Humans are the most dangerous animal on this planet. Animals kill for need, humans kill for pleasure.
Oh my
There's a
God.
big difference.
I want you to read everything to me.
Literally.
In that voice.
Yeah.
That was the spookiest shit.
That just changed.
Like,
I got goosebumps.
honestly.
That just changed. I never look in the mirror the same way again. I'm looking at you're a murderer.
Does not feel like our Queer Eye interview.
Wow.
On that note, you said that you don't want to necessarily tell these stories you're telling, but that you need to. So
It's
why is that?
therapeutic for me. It's therapeutic to talk about what I've seen and what I've done.
Yeah.
I feel better.
Yeah.
I've said more to that camera than I've ever said to my wife about things I've done and things I've seen and places I've been. And it is a form of release for me.
Yeah.
And it's not about the being on television and all that sort of thing. It just doesn't mean anything to me. But feeling better does. Okay. So that's why I do the show.
Okay.
And the show's going into its 8th season. Congratulations on that.
Yes,
That's a huge
thank you.
achievement. What is a typical, clap it out. That's incredible. What does a typical day of filming look like for you, and how do they incorporate your murder book?
Well, sure. Every case, every murder case comes in a binder. And sometimes if it's complicated, it's a series of binders, numbered 1 through whatever, that contain the documents that present the case. I will go over those only to check middle names, that sort of thing, because I remember you would as well. It's very intense work, and the result is you don't forget. I'd like to forget, but you can't forget. I have a photographic memory, which is both a blessing and a curse. You remember the good, and you also remember all the bad. So I go over that file, and then when they turn the camera on, I have no script. I say whatever I want. They take out the profanity. I don't know why they do that. It's cable. But they do take out the profanity. And I say what I say about a murder case. Now, I have to trim it in some way, because if you present a murder case where it actually went down, the show would last for 16 weeks and nobody would watch it, because it'd drive you crazy. You've done this rabbit warren, that's not the right one. Well, that's not the right one either. Ooh, I like this guy. I really like this guy. He was in jail the night the murder happened. Oh, start again, okay? So I eliminate that sort of thing, and we take you from the discovery of human remains to a courtroom and how we got there in an hour with the highlights of that case. So I just talk to the camera, explain what happened in the case, why people do what they do, why people lie, why all these things happen. And then at the end of that, they make a transcript of what I say word for word, and they send that to the director of reenactments in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he uses my transcript to write a script for the actors, because they weren't there. They don't know what happened. Right. So they present, when they reenact the case and my involvement in it, they only talk about what I say. So it fits together extremely well.
Wow.
And it's not a soap opera, it's one story. So you can watch this program and learn all about this incident, and when it's over, and you've heard the story.
That's nice.
And I think people appreciate that more than the tuning in every week to see what happened to Mary Jane because now we have to worry about it. No, I don't think so.
People love a procedural sort of.
It's a procedural, it's the actual what happened.
Yeah.
And it's unlike the movies, okay? Police work is one foot in front of the other. It's you investigate, okay? You talk to people. Homicide investigation is like punching in the dark, in total darkness. You're punching, and you want somebody to say, ouch. And if somebody says, ouch, well, then you turn a light on that person and say, well, who might you be? And why are you so distressed? I'm asking you about this murder. Because you're different than everybody else. Why is that? Humans are predictable. They don't like to believe that. They think they're sophisticated and they're clever and they're devious, but they're not. Humans you don't change from the time you're a little kid.
Right.
You told bad lies to your mother and you're still doing it when you're 40. This is the way it is.
Yeah, you are, Lucas.
I feel guilty. I don't know what I did, but I definitely feel implicated right now.
I had a guy in an interrogation once, and he told me this patently ridiculous story about how he couldn't have done this. And I said, I got to tell you, I hear stories all the time. People tell me why they didn't do things. And if this isn't the worst story I've ever heard, it's in the top 5.
Right.
What? Yeah. It's amazing. It is amazing. People are amazing.
I'm curious, just listening to you in the format of your show, have you seen Making a Murderer?
No.
Oh, damn. I would have wanted your take on
I
it.
want-
Anyways,
yeah.
I'll bother you about it later. You must have dealt with all kinds of sort of sociopaths and deranged personalities.
Sure.
Can you speak to that wide variety of very sort of interesting?
The most dangerous person is a sociopathic person, a person who has no emotion. He doesn't feel guilt, he doesn't feel love, he doesn't feel compassion, empathy. The only emotion he's capable of is rage. Don't make me mad. If you make me mad, I'll kill you.
Wow.
And I won't remember it 5 minutes later. And I had one guy like that, just one. They are, fortunately for all of us, they're very rare. A very rare snake is that individual. They are incredibly dangerous because they have no feelings at all. And this guy was one of those guys. And it became a game with he and I. It was a game as to how many people I knew he killed. Now, we could prove he killed 15. He said he did 23, and the game was, I didn't know about the 8, and he thought that was very funny.
Wow.
Oh, what a great joke.
Yeah.
Why don't we just kill you right now? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do?
Right.
But here he is. He's in prison. He was on death row in Colorado. They commuted his sentence to life in prison. And in response to that, he has decided to sue the state of Colorado, demanding to be executed because he didn't like jail.
Wow.
Oh, no, we showed you mercy. We're not going to kill you. I want you to kill me. That's what he's talking about now. So, yeah, there are people like that, but there aren't many of them. I mean, that's why people know all the names of serial killers.
Right.
John Wayne Gacy. Gacy, for example, was the president of the National Chamber of Commerce. And there's a famous photograph of John Wayne Gacy in a tuxedo shaking hands with Gerald Ford in the White House during a presentation of a dinner for the Chamber of Commerce. And at the moment he's shaking hands with the President of the United States, he had murdered 17 people.
Wow.
He eventually wound up murdering 33 people,
Yeah.
but he was at 17 when he was shaking Gerald Ford's hand.
Wow.
People are able to carry on a reasonably normal life and still have this secret life.
Yeah.
And that's, but anyway, there are not many of those guys.
That's scary.
You must be, at this point, though, pretty skilled at telling when people are lying, right?
Sure.
For example, I love this job.
Oh, I don't think we should go there. Unemployment is ugly. There are bills to be paid. You have to go out to,
I love seeing this jokey side of you because it is such a serious topic, but you also
sure
love
it
to
is.
have a lot of fun. We actually have a Halloween clip of you showing your humor.
Oh, that's
side.
really funny.
So let's check that out really
That's
quick.
really funny.
Honey, we gotta go. Costume party starts in 10 minutes.
I'm almost ready.
When you're a fan of investigation discovery,
But I'm ready to be apprehended.
Very funny. I'll be right out.
you view the world a little differently.
Honey?
You see things others don't see.
Ta-da!
Lieutenant Joe Kenda?
You don't have to say anything. I know, I look great. We are so gonna win Best Costume.
You do look like the real deal.
I love that.
I love that so much. I love that so much.
What made that so funny to make is when we did that in Los Angeles, and the director said, okay, here's the concept. We're going to have you lip sync her words. So like her voice coming out of your mouth. It's okay. We're not sure how I'm not sure either, so let's do this. The actress who did that, who played the voice, she sat down with me on the front porch of this house, and I said, I want you to say your lines over and over to me in the same way and manner and emotion that you're going to say it on camera. The pace and how your head moves and everything. Just do that. Just keep doing it. So we did that for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
So when we did the film thing, it was perfect, except I threw in the hip thing, right? And it made somebody in the thing laugh, and so it killed the sound because it was live sound. So it had to do it again. So then the second take was the one you saw. We did it like boom, boom. It was done. It was really funny.
I love that. I love that so much. And you've been in the game for literal decades. And I'm wondering how the process of investigating and solving these cases has changed, like from then until now.
Well, what's changed now is DNA. DNA is a medical plan developed originally for medicine that the police became aware they could use. So that became part of investigative technique, okay? And the DNA advances constantly, where when a DNA first came to this country in 1990, you needed a substantial amount of blood or a substantial amount of something to establish DNA, and even then it would put you in a population figure, 200,000 people have this DNA. Now it's down to the exclusion of all people on this planet. This is you. And they can take it from a one hair in your eyebrow, okay? So it's an extremely deadly type of evidence, to where the defense bar hates DNA, because what do you say to that? You know, you need to come up with somebody that got the Nobel Prize for saying this is incorrect, and they don't have one of those. So it's like, get that guy off the stand. I don't want him to talk more to the jury about, oh, this is the guy. You know, a lot of forensic science is opinion. Fingerprints are opinion. A lot of things are opinion. But not DNA. Wow. It's science. Now, the false promise of DNA, and this is the unfortunate side, humans do it. Humans do the testing. Right. There are 4 people under indictment in a city in Texas for altering the results.
Oh, come
because
on.
they were vigilantes. They saw certain criminals that were getting away with things, and so they just said, well, it was their DNA when it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
They were submitting somebody else's DNA as the evidence found at the crime scene. They weren't altering the test. You can't alter the test. But they were changing the evidence around. So you still have to be very careful.
Yeah.
But as long as it's done properly, it's damning evidence. And that is different than when I was doing it. When I was doing it, it was based on conversation. Don't tell me about the fingerprints. Don't tell me that. Where's this guy? Let me talk to him. You learn a lot of things from people.
I know that you learn a lot of things, but I can tell by this stance you just did
Right.
that you're really good at your job, which is why we love this upcoming season. So thank you so much for joining
Oh,
us
you're welcome.
today. And you can catch season 8 of Homicide Hunter every Wednesday at 10/9 Central on Investigation Discovery. That's all from us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same table.